Hello, my name is Data. Hope you're doing well. Today we're going to go back in time to the 4th century or somewhere in the 300s AD. We're going to go to a temple on the Sea of Galilee. So let's go time travel backwards in time. Yeah, that sounds about right. So what we're going to do is there is an amazing zodiac and picture of Helios. Helios is the sun representation. So what they've done is they've created a masterpiece, and it also feels like a modern app within a map or a zodiac. And it also has a really old map on it. So let's go take a look at this. We're going to start with, this is the synagogue discovery. So if we were back in the 4th century, we would walk into this temple and see this beautiful artwork on the floor. But what does it mean? It's actually kind of out of place and shouldn't be there for reasons, but it's there. So let's see what it means. This is at least 1600 years old, and it's a time capsule in a sense. And it's located on the shores of Galilee, of all places. Apparently, this is considered a giant pagan Roman symbol or zodiac or sun god as he's driving his heavenly chariot through the skies on the center of the floor in this holy building. And we find out in it, it has the 12 signs of the zodiac, which is kind of important. If we look at the very top axis, that's the 12 o'clock position, we can see it features right at the vertical dividing line between Aries and Pisces. Now, if we are spinning this dial counterclockwise, we go from Aries to Pisces to Aquarius, and this was marked directly as they entered the age of Pisces, which would have been early in the centuries, around 300 or so before AD, which is quite interesting. So we've marked that specific spot in time there. And if we take a journey around the zodiac, we're going to see some fascinating things. If we looked at it as a sidereal zodiac, we could look at the precession of the stars as they go counterclockwise. But we're going to look at this as a tropical zodiac, which will represent more of the seasons or the months. This ancient clock also tracks not only the zodiacs, but in the corners we have pictures of the seasons, or where we're positioned at. This is the gateway of the spring with the moon, and the stars are back there. We can see, I know it looks kind of damaged, but we can see parts of it. Floating in the empty spaces immediately behind the surrounding Helios, sun god's head, there's a beautiful crescent moon. Let's take a look at that. And a radiant guiding star. And in his left hand right here, he grips a celestial or terrestrial globus, which functions kind of as a stylized blueprint of early geographic mapping. And if we look over here across, running through the center of the sphere or globus, we have 2 lines, and these are the meridian tracking lines, and they split the world into clean mathematical sections. So we have spring, summer, fall or autumn, and winter. And they cross-section right at the very top. And if we looked at really closely at this particular globus, we can notice a few things. There's a concentration of bright white tiles. The artist probably used the nicest, brightest limestone that they had. And right at the dead center of the intersection, where the cross-section and the coordinates, it looks like there's a frozen Arctic center at the North Pole. We can see some of those white tiles. And over here in the southern perimeter, there's another row or streak of clean white tiles. And it looks like it's mapping part of it. that could be more of the frozen area of the world. If we take a larger look at this particular thing, I'm going to zoom in on the four corners here, and we can see how they're beautifully illustrated with different personifications of the four seasons. And they are labeled. The spring node, which is in the upper corner, features stunning crowned person with a flower wreath, and it's explicitly labeled in that language, Tekafuk Nisan, the season of spring. That's pretty interesting. So when they have it in the tropical, that's monthly, we can zone out which season it's going to be in. These were important measurements of time, so they knew when the seasons were. The season started in the spring, and that's when you can start planting your crops. Long before mechanical gear-driven clocks were invented in Europe during the 1300s, our ancestors didn't look at time as a digital readout. They used these exact geometric templates, cosmic alignments, and cyclical calendar loops as highly precise analog computers to mathematically measure the duration of months, harvesting cycle, and seasonal shifts. They mapped the coordinate grids of our world with an elite level of sophistication that was quietly lost to time. When we look at the artifacts like this spectacular 4th century mosaic floor, we're looking at exact same cosmic calculation device that they used. This tells us that it has everything to do with astronomical mathematics and the physical evidence left behind by these ancient scribes and builders tells a very interesting story. And by shifting our calculation device away from modern presets and looking at these artifacts through a strict observational star framework, the apparent contradictions in these ancient texts completely vanish. The myths, the maps, and the monuments all align into a single synchronized cosmic clock. They tracked the steady, rigid rotation of the stars around an unmoving northern pivot, preserving a precise historical timeline that outlasted the rise and fall of physical empires. All right, thanks for taking a look at that map, Zodiac, ancient, beautiful masterpiece artwork. We'll see you in the next video. I want you to have a great day. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye.